Live from the Build Ford Tough Studio, Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti, it's Boomer and Gio on the Fans, simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network, and wherever you are on the free Odyssey app. Good Thursday morning. Boomer is down in Charlotte doing a speaking engagement for the Charlotte Touchdown Club. So he is out today, but he will be back tomorrow for a feel-good football Friday. And that means Jerry is here with me today. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning. Well, you better hope he's back tomorrow because he wasn't feeling good yesterday. He got on a plane.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing a lot of talking. You got BT out again today because he's sick.
Out again today?
Out again today, yes. So let's hope that the Booms is feeling good and ready to rock on a football Friday.
Yeah, you know, I am a sitting duck right now when it comes to being sick because all three people other than me that live in my home, my two daughters and my wife, are sick. And Boomer is sick. And so, you know, we talk about this all the time, about how we come into work sometimes when we probably shouldn't because it's been just beaten into our heads that you have to be here. And, you know, when you're coming up through the business, if you're not there, someone else is going to take your job and all of these things. But even to this day, my brain still functions in that way. The same way that's like, let me book the cheapest hotel room to save the company money. It's just one of these things, these foundational things. That
Going to McDonald's for the Egg McMuffin for breakfast
to
save money.
Poisoned my, I don't need to eat lunch today or tomorrow, the whole entire week that I'm here at the Super Bowl. I mean, they'll be thrilled that they saved that money.
You need a receipt? No, I don't think I can expense that, sir. It's gone.
Right. So, but it's the exact opposite in my home. I will, when it comes to men and women and colds. So this is what I was talking to Allie about. So usually people say the man flu. Like you'll see this on social media that wives are always complaining about their husband. Oh, the man flu. This guy's on the couch all day. You know, he's got a cold. And I'm here dealing with the kids. And like this loser's just sitting here coughing when he's totally fine. In my house, it's the exact opposite. Like I will not stop doing anything unless I can't walk or I'm either puking or pooping every 10 seconds.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
when that
100%.
happens. So we're supposed to go, and I am, no matter what, go to see Dua Lipa tonight with these unbelievable seats. And Doug Wells called me up with this big surprise. Hey, I got these things for you. It was great. So she's got this cold. She's like, I don't know if I can go. So like last night, I'm like, you're not serious, right? You got a cold. I was like, you got the same thing that our daughters have that are going to school and soccer practice, and you're not going to go?
Oh, so they're still doing
they're
what
fine.
they do.
Yeah, there's a little stuffy nose, whatever, runny nose. So I'm going to find out today if she's going to go or not. And then if she doesn't go, I first have to ask Doug and be like, is there anybody else you want to bring? Because it was his thing.
Of course, sure.
But then the first guy I was going to ask if Gina doesn't go and he doesn't find somebody else was you. I'm serious. Because I feel like you would have a great time.
I would have a good time at that. That is true.
You're here, so it's very easy for me to talk to you about it. I don't have to wait back for a text or anything.
True.
You know Doug already, so it's not going to be awkward.
Yes.
And then we both tomorrow can come in a little bit sleepy and say, hey, we did a great thing. So we'll find out. She's got to get the girls ready for school sometime in the 7 o'clock hour. So if she says I'm not feeling good enough to go, I'll text Doug and say I'm thinking about bringing Jerry.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to make the decision.
Okay, fair enough.
How do you feel about it right now? You think you would go?
I think I would, but there's a couple of things in play here that I would have to discuss with you first.
Okay. All right, fine.
It's not for air.
All right, good. But that at least you're saying there's a possibility.
Well, it's funny because I went to see Lady Gaga about 3 weeks ago, I guess,
That's
a month ago.
That's part of the reason, by the way, that I thought of you because you said you had such a great time at
that
show.
Had a blast at that show. But it was also like a Tuesday night, and I swore I'm not doing this ever again on a weeknight unless it's a Thursday. I would think about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt so awful the next morning that I was not going to. But a Friday is like, everybody's fun. Everybody's in a good
you
mood.
get through
it's
it.
the weekend. So Thursday makes a big difference.
Okay. All right. So we will talk about it, and it'll give us a
enough.
little bit of a fun thing to focus on to see if she knows I'm not happy about this.
Sure. I'm going to guess she's going to go. You know why? It's Dua Lipa.
Yeah, but she only if I didn't care, she wouldn't go. You understand what I'm saying? Like she's not feeling well enough, but she would only go and power through because she knows that I want her to be there and enjoy this thing. And it would bum me out if she didn't go. but she's got a cold. It's not like she's got a flu.
Right.
She doesn't have the flu. She doesn't have, like, RSV.
Mm-hmm. She got sniffles.
She's got a cold.
Right.
But these just cripples her somehow. So anyway.
It hits people different, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, apparently. Apparently.
Yeah.
So anyway, there were two numbers yesterday that I saw that explain futility in franchises around here. One recent, one over the course of many years.
Okay.
And both of those numbers are in the 40s.
Is 146?
Yes.
I knew it. I saw the same thing during the game. Okay.
So one is 46, and we could start there since you knew that one. So the Mets, and if you watched the game last night, you know this, the Mets set an MLB record, not a New York Mets record, an Major League Baseball record for amount of different pitchers used in one season. 46.
Absurd.
Now, that record, it's not something that has stood for many years because obviously this was going to be a record that was broken recently because of the way that the injuries and everybody else and the bullpens. So last year, the record was set by the Miami Marlins, 45 different pitchers. You know how bad that team was last year? 62-100. The team that loses 100 games uses 45 pitchers.
Yeah.
Not the team that's trying to make the playoffs. Now, on one hand, you could say, well, they've overcome all of that and still are where they are. If you want to look at it, flew it to the top, Brody Van Wagenen style. But, I mean, I look at it as, holy crap.
46 pitchers.
Are they going to be able to find enough guys to be able to compete in the postseason enough to make any sort of run? Like, I think the offense can wake up and be fine, and they were even fine last night. But David Peterson, again,
terrible.
Stinks. These guys are just done. Every single one of them seem washed for this year.
Now, I agree. Now, I would say to his defense, and it's a ball for sure. Boy, if that's strike three on Tatis, it could change. But I agree with you. He doesn't make – this year he has not made the big pitches in the big spots. The Grand Slam was an absolute killer. And then to your point, when someone by the name of Dom Hamill comes into the game, first, I'm like, who in the hell is Dom Hamill? He's a kid. Okay, fine, fair enough. And then they put the graphic up, and you're thinking, man, this team's got starting pitcher problems for the most part, although the kids have done a nice job to kind of, dispel that a little bit. And then when you think about how many different guys do you think have started this year, would you say? 12? 13? My point is it's 30-something relievers they've used.
Right. It's got to be, it's probably 12. Conservatively 12.
Yeah.
I mean, you go all the way back to, Griffin Canning, and we see the guys right now that are starting rotation guys that have been on the IL on CBS Sports Network as well. But, yeah, it's the bullpen. And, yeah, they traded for a couple of guys that they thought would help, of course, so that is part of it. So it's not as if the futility is all their own guys. David Stearns tried to go out and fix it, and then brought in a guy who was just a human grenade in Helsley. So it's just really it was a number that meant more than a number to me. It really kind of showed how bad they've been this year and how bad the pitching in particular has been since the beginning of the season.
It also, to me, a completely magnifies the entire thought about relief pitching. Throw enough things against the wall, and at some point you hope something sticks. And that, when I saw that number, because much of it is from the bullpen and relief pitching, I'm thinking, my God, they are just sending anybody out there to see if anybody can get 3 outs. And that ultimately is why I don't think this team will go very far in the postseason. I think a lot of people probably think that too. They might win a series, assuming they get there. You now got 3 teams, within the same, 2 games, game and a half, whatever it is.
Yeah, so it's
2 in the loss column.
Yeah, it's 2 for the Reds and the Giants, and it's 2 in the loss, but 1.5 for the Diamondbacks.
Right. So you've got those 3 teams, on your heels essentially. I'm not saying the Mets aren't going to get there, but you've got those 3 teams on your heels, and the bullpen is a problem. So if they get there, you've got we always talk about driving in this area. Like if you want to drive from where we live to Citi Field, it's not like one trouble spot. You've got 6 different trouble spots to get there where you might hit traffic. The Mets have trouble from the bullpen. They've got trouble with the offense, sometimes goes into a major funk, and you don't hear from them for days, if not a week or two. And then you've got the starting pitching has been up and down depending upon who's the pitcher that day. So they got a lot of issues. The upside's good. The downside is dreadful.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole it's getting to the playoffs and get hot thing, I think, is true to a certain degree. But I also think that they're like outside of the two young pitchers in Sproat and McClain. Like these other guys, I think are just finished. Like I just think they're done for the year.
It's how it feels
physically.
I agree with you. It feels that way.
So I mean, it's not like they can just wake up, where an offense can just wake up, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Like we saw them not score runs for I don't know how many games in a row, and then that losing streak, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 they're hitting home runs, and Soto and Alonso and Lindor in their back. But when it comes to finding enough starting pitchers or relievers that you've gone through 46 in this year to be able to just have enough, it's no surprise that the guys that they brought up that have pitched well are young guys who haven't been logging a ton of major league innings. I mean, Minaya, I don't think he's healthy. Clay Holmes has pitched more than he's ever pitched his entire life. Kodai Senga's got weird injuries and strange things going on. Never feels right.
Yep.
I mean, so I don't know if those guys can just wake up. I just don't think that would be the biggest miracle in a Mets postseason run if those pitchers that we just mentioned all of a sudden were like bang, giving you 6 great innings.
I think the best comment you can make, which kind of illustrates the point, is most Met fans, if they didn't have McClain or Sproat here, would feel like they have no chance.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a stretch because Peterson was the guy going into the season. I remember saying he's the ace. Forget Kodai Senga. Like the way he pitched in the postseason, David Peterson's the ace of this staff. I don't feel like that at all and haven't for a while. He hasn't been good. Senga, as you said, weird, strange, whatever his deal is. That hasn't gone so good. You know, the Minaya thing, he just isn't the same pitcher as last year. I agree with you. He's probably not 100% and might not be until the start of next year. Clay Holmes hasn't done this in a long time, so you don't know what you get from him, which is why that whole tandem thing may work, might not work, but here we are with 10, 11 games to go. We're not sure if it's going to work other than the one day that it did work, and the goal is to get the games to Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz is a non-factor most nights.
Yep.
Because he's never on the mound.
Yeah, you're right. It really does feel like that. All right, so 46 was the one number. I talked about the futility of the Mets and their starters this year. The other number was 40, which is the amount of quarterbacks that the New York Jets will have started after Tyrod Taylor makes the start this week, as we find out yesterday that Justin Fields is out because of the concussion and Tyrod Taylor will start. 40 quarterbacks since Joe Namath's last game in 1976.
That's a lot of quarterbacks.
40.
Yeah.
And some of the names on here, I would actually, I would set, for you, I think I would set the number at out of the 40.
Oh, I would need time to really think about this.
Out of the 40, I'd probably set 20 and a half maybe.
Okay.
Without looking anything up.
Yeah, no.
You could definitely give me half, I would think.
I mean, probably. It would take me a while to really, because you got to sit there and think about it too.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, I got you 6 in 2 seconds.
Right.
Fitzpatrick, Pennington, Fields, Favre, Roger, Sanchez. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
You started right there.
Yep.
I can keep going to, Kenny O'Brien and then Boomer Esiason. And
okay, yeah, keep writing them down. See what you can come up with.
Okay.
For the over-under for Al on these 40 quarterbacks, what do you think we should set?
Why don't I
number
just
at?
gave him 6?
Yeah,
and he knows
true.
He's got a guy who sits here as 7, so 11 and a half.
11
he's
and a half.
good with the 80s. Not that they had a ton of quarterbacks in the 80s, but they did. They had enough.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wish you didn't rattle those off.
I'm sorry.
No.
Those are most recent ones, too, which makes sense.
Yeah. How many do you think you could get, Al?
I think I could get 20.
Wow, you think you get 20 out of the 40? So that means Jerry's number's got to be higher then.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what he does first.
Okay. All right. So this is what we'll do from now until we got long breaks.
Okay.
All right. From now until when we come back with a CeeLo update, you guys just write down as many Jets quarterbacks as you can.
Okay.
Off the top of your head without looking anything up.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about it.
No problem.
And we'll see what the number is. 40 since 1976.
It's a lot of quarterbacks, man. That is a lot.
The only team that could have more would be the Browns, but the Browns were like out of business for a couple of years when they moved to the Baltimore and then didn't have a franchise for a few years. So,
Right.
I mean, but that's got to be the only team that's worse, right? There can't be another team that's had more than 40 quarterbacks.
And then you think about teams like the Packers that have had 3 quarterbacks in the last 30 years.
Well, yeah.
Think about that.
I know. I mean, right. The Colts had a stretch there with Peyton and then Luck, and then obviously the Luck career went in a different way. Yeah. I mean, the Giants with Eli for a very long time, Phil for a very long time. The Chargers, Phillip Rivers, now they're going to go to have Justin Herbert there for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of franchises that you could talk about 30, 35 years where they've only had 3 guys, which is just nuts.
Right.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll see how many you can come up with without looking any up. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. CeeLo update coming up in just a couple of minutes.